So today we're going to be looking into the brain. We're going to be going through 6 different parts of the brain, and we're going to be looking at their functions and explanations. So let's get started. First of all, I want you to imagine that this brain, this entire brain, is a kingdom, okay? If this entire brain is a kingdom, then this frontal lobe that you see right here is the king, okay? It handles the following tasks: decision making, self-control and planning, and voluntary action. So, simplified terms, it makes decisions. Whatever decision you make is influenced by this part of the brain. Your voluntary actions, what does that mean? Voluntary actions means actions you have control over. So, I pick this pen up. That's a voluntary action. You're walking. That's a voluntary action. Okay, that's a voluntary action. Next is self-control. This part basically helps you resist your desires. Okay, let's say you have some type of you have a packet of chips in front of you. You want to eat it, but you resist, saying that this is bad for me and I'm not gonna eat it. That's your frontal lobe working properly right there. Now we move back. We go to the parietal lobe. Think of this as a map maker in your brain. What it does is that it is the place where your brain processes touch, pain, pressure, temperature around you, whatever. It processes that right here in the parietal lobe. The temperature you're sensing right now, it's because this parietal lobe is processing it. If you touch something that's cold, you will know it's cold because this part processes that it's cold. Okay, it is also responsible for basic math and logic. Okay, that's what it's responsible for, and a very important part of the brain as well. Now we're gonna move to the occipital lobe. Think of the occipital lobe as a royal painter, the visual artist of this kingdom. What it does is that it basically processes vision and interprets the colors, the shapes, the letters, everything in the image. So your occipital cortex is active right now. Looking at this, it sees that this is a rectangle, that this is frontal lobe, that this shape is a brain. Your occipital cortex is the one that tells it to you. Moving from the occipital to the templar lobe is very simple. It's a very simple function, okay? It helps you process hearing and sound and understanding language, okay? As I'm saying this, as I'm speaking, this lobe is processing what I'm saying, and then you can understand it well enough, okay? That's what it does. It helps you recognize faces, okay? It helps you recognize faces, and it also helps you in memory storage and actually gives you the ability to store memory in the first place. So that's the function of the templar lobe. So I would think of it as a librarian of this kingdom. Now the cerebellum, okay? The cerebellum is responsible for motor learning. That's number 1. Coordination and smooth body movement. So whenever you see a soccer player playing, dribbling past defenders and scoring goals, and you see that they're really good at soccer, that's their cerebellum working, okay? That's literally their cerebellum working. It helps with balance, posture, everything. So I would like to think of the cerebellum as the martial artist of this kingdom. Now, moving from the cerebellum, we move to the brainstem. This is the brainstem right here. Now, remember when I said the frontal lobe is responsible for voluntary action? Well, the brainstem has everything to do with involuntary action. The frontal lobe, the voluntary action. What is voluntary action? I told this already, but I'm going to revise it. The voluntary actions are actions you have control over. For example, I picked up this pen. Okay? That's the action I have control over. I picked this broken pencil up, and that's basically a voluntary action. Every action you have control over. Now, the brainstem is all about involuntary action. What are involuntary actions? Let me give you examples. Heart rate, breathing rate, digestion, and literally it connects the spinal cord to the brain, that's what it does. So think of it as the basically life support machine of this kingdom. Now this was all about the 6 parts of the brain. In the next video, I'm going to talk about neurons and how they work and what they do. So till then, peace.